Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox and take a close-up look at the Nike Waffle One Grind. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a pair of Nike Waffle One Grind shoes, and this pair is in the UK size 9, US size 10, EU size 44, and it's in the black Volt Hazel Rush colourway. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by flipping up the box lid to reveal the contents inside, and let's peel back the wrapping paper to reveal the Nike Waffle One Grind. And let's lift out the left shoe from the box and focus on it, and giving you a 360 rotation so you have a full and clear view of the shoe. And now just setting the box on the left hand side as we focus on the left shoe in the black Volt Hazel Rush colorway. And now taking a closer in look at the details of the shoe, we can see that it does have suede and mesh panels around the upper of the shoe, and a TPU heel clip as well, and giving you a look from the back of the shoe for some sense of its silhouette and overall shape, and taking a look at the inner side as well. And from the front. And now taking a much closer in look at the details and overall construction of the shoe. It does have that suede mudguard around the front of the shoe, and that very open mesh panel that covers the front all the way to the midfoot of the shoe. And we can see that Nike swoosh in the Volt color, and of course not forgetting the grind details with the recycled rubber panel just above the TPU heel clip. So the grind panel working as the heel stabilizer and giving you that much closer in look at those details of the grind panel and the layering of the different materials with the mesh, leather, grind, TPU, and of course with the foam midsole as well. And to give you some sense of the various materials, TPU, grind, and the mesh. And you can see some fine details there molded to the bottom of the TPU heel clip, established 1972, Beaverton, Oregon, and other fine details. And you can see just behind the mesh cover, or actually forming part of the mesh, is this greenish blue organic pattern. throughout the mesh areas of the shoe. Now taking a look from the front or tip or toe area of the shoe, you can see the emblematic or iconic Nike waffle design, just barely showing at the tip. But of course, if we look under the shoe later on, we'll see the waffle outsole. So moving up and along the shoe, see that it does have a symmetrical lacing pattern with the eye stays and traditional laces. And moving up the top towards the tongue, we can see NSW WFFL 1 on the tongue, and of course taking a look around the ankle and heel collar of the shoe, you can see that it is very thinly designed. And let's pop out the stuffing that's inside of the shoe so we can take a much clearer and detailed look inside of it. So taking a look at the back of the tongue, we can see that it does have a suede type texture or fabric or lining behind the tongue. And further inside, of course, the labels, and you might just about see on the inner side of that Nike upper cover mesh the table and my fingers or hands showing through in the background as I wave it back and forth. So you can see that the mesh is pretty openly designed and airy as well. And taking a look directly at the insole or sock liner of the shoe, we see some text printed on it. And to give you some sense of the padding, there is padding around the ankle and heel collar, but most of that protection or padding is lined on the outside, so you can see it does have that bulbous padding sticking out on the exterior surfaces of this Nike Waffle One Grind. So giving you a further out look, and of course just tidying up the laces. Right there, the Nike Waffle One Grind in the black Volt Hazel Rush colourway. And now taking a look at the bottom or sole of the shoe, we see that familiar Nike Grind material, which uses recycled products and the waffle sole as well. So you can see those square blocks, which is iconic of Nike's vintage design, being incorporated into this pair of trainers. So giving you a further out look so you have a better idea of the tread and grip pattern of this very traditional waffle design. However, there are slats across the forefoot area for flexibility, nonetheless giving you some idea of this grind outsole. And just dragging my finger and tugging on the tread block. And now let's do a flexibility, bendability test with my hands and twisting as well to give you some sense of the response of the shoe and its pliability and flexibility as well. And just squeezing on that heel clip as well with the heel counter made out of grind material. So it does have that rigid heel clip. So very flexible with that mostly soft double stacked midsole, and of course that wedge design as well, and of course the upper construction being mostly of lightweight mesh, making it very soft and pliable. Now let's take a look at the right shoe. So just setting the left shoe down and to the side, bringing the box back in frame and peeling back the wrapping paper once again and lifting out the right shoe. So giving you a look at the Nike Waffle One Grind. And let's do a 360 rotation with this right shoe. And taking some close-up looks at the shoe. And the shoe does actually have that same contrasting pattern with the Nike Volt swoosh. And once again you see that same bluish green yellow mesh design right throughout the shoe, and of course that overall wedge shape and double stacked midsole, and of course the grind details with the grind counter on the heel and the grind outsole or bottom. So taking a very close look at the details. It's also worth mentioning that there is grind material on the tongue as well, as you can see with the very dotted and colourful grind panel on the tongue, and accented with that Nike swoosh. And on this side, there is no Nike NSW WFFL text on it, which we saw on the left shoe. Now let's take a look at the pair together. And from the front to the back. And the bottoms of the shoe. So that's Nike Waffle One Grind. Thanks for watching and happy walking.